and trail notes. Here, watch as it was when architecture provided for a familiar stomping ground. The contents of house are inside. I hear its confusion, its trouble. Listen to the listening as in the memory of a child that drew houses. What kind of structure might a child invent in order to capture a moment such as this, the drawing of houses? Should it be melodic, conform to musical scale? Doing this listening, the front door opens to the street as the open is in the open. But where is all the traffic? The silence of a house secretes strange texture, materials ejected violently during an eruption, ash. Such stunning confusion housed under a roof, what might come next? A song, a child's song with its warbling tuneless arcs, the song singing that accompanies first language, emitting breathless noises, perhaps depicting the suffering that's carried across, the suffering that carries the carrying, a song that accompanies not only fear, but also something from further back, perhaps even across sea. Say then, one of the beams of a house failed to support its structure. What happens when a house fails? A construction to constrict and extend as in language. A sentence begins as one sound forming a word, then others. The logical syntactic structure of subject, verb, object surrounds its framework. A single line against geography, a thick line from a number 2 pencil approaches the page, falls from sky, how it gives to powder. Sometimes I wonder who else hears the failure.
Chiasmus. It was like she was dead, but she wasn't. It was like he was alive, but it only seemed that way. Light through the window. No light, only rain, the shutters drawn, as always, after dark. No outdoor lights then. No security bulbs lighting up when ghosts passed, in a breath of wind, or when the umbrella skirt flapped and the iron table tilted on its shorter leg, or was the deck uneven, or the ground under the deck. Someone failed to level the distance between the woman and her dying husband, who for all she knew was already dead when she straddled his racked body, expelling air and shudders she thought were inhalations. But she was wrong, for every breath was gone for good. With the body gone, the soul has nowhere to go. It flies around the house like a bantam with its throat cut, banging levelers. She felt him lingering in all the rooms of the house, emanating a warmth only the dead can evince for those who believe their deceased live on, by leaving a chill in your sweater sleeve, or sapping your life of solidity. For when the dead speak with their bodies, the living run in opposite directions. 2. Following water flowing over rocks and tufts at the edge of falls, so loud we cupped our ears, and still we heard the silence under the veil as we stood shivering, hidden from the world inside a rushing river of sound. The sky above this house is filled with airplanes and spring birds, the constant whoosh of freeway traffic, the wind under someone else's house. The sun turns the world upside down, swallowing shadows and slowly blowing them back out, to give objects the substance our eyes require to believe they exist. 3. We cannot feel the dead except as we imagine them, cold figures standing in the corners of the house that supports them like wedges in our consciousness of what it means to be alive. The house without the dead begins to buckle and fall or sink into chiasmus. Wait, but wait. Another way, the dead as breath, his last shuddering, hers held as if to buddy breathe life back into the dying, who exist not as shadows, but as saturated veils of warmth, animating the wallpaper scenes or the moose with its hat rack antlers. Let me alone, ghost, I feel you every day. From the front gate to the porch laden with twig debris, spinning on visible threads, as baby spiders run along the window ledge, squeezing under sills, between crumbling insulation that textures the soil as nails and other tangibles. Death does not own anything, relinquishes even the smallest part of its former life to the ground. Let me feel the back of your hand reaching for my cheek, your eyes opening wider as you turn to look at me, your smile breaking free of accustomed irony into unabashed joy. Let me feel the ghost of my late husband talk back. Let me feel him as a boy before I knew him, and the stories he told were being formed. Let's start again, all over.